Beloved chosen one, listen carefully. You were never meant to blend in. You were never meant to move through this world unseen. The light that rests upon you has always drawn both angels and adversaries. They didn't come against you because you were weak. They came because they could sense what was placed within you. They tried to play you, to twist your kindness into a weakness, to mistake your silence for surrender. But heaven saw every whisper, every lie, every shadow that gathered around your name. They laughed while they planned your downfall. But what they didn't know was that their laughter echoed under divine surveillance. Every false friend who smiled while sharpening their knives. Every person who took advantage of your heart, heaven recorded it all. God never sleeps and nothing escapes his watchful eyes. You have walked through rooms where the air itself felt heavy, where the smiles around you hid envy too loud for words. You could feel it in your spirit before you could explain it in words. Something wasn't right. But you stayed. You stayed kind. You stayed patient. You stayed silent. Because deep inside, your spirit whispered, "Don't fight them in the flesh. Your battle is not against them, it's spiritual." And you were right. You were standing in a divine test. Your restraint wasn't weakness, it was wisdom. Heaven was measuring your heart in the presence of betrayal. The ones who plotted against you were actually being used to reveal what was inside you. They thought they had played you. They thought their manipulation worked. But what they didn't see was that God was writing a divine reversal in invisible ink. You were never losing, you were being set apart. There were moments when you cried out in secret, asking God, "Why would you let them do this to me?" And heaven answered with silence, not because God ignored you, but because he was preparing the stage for your public vindication. He didn't stop the betrayal. He allowed it to expose hearts that were never meant to walk with you into your next season. As the days went on, you began to realize something powerful. Every time they tried to humiliate you, you became wiser. Every time they rejected you, you grew stronger. What was meant to destroy your confidence actually strengthened your discernment. You learned who was real and who was only pretending to care. You learned that divine protection sometimes looks like rejection. The Word of God declares in the book of Psalms, chapter 23, verse 5, "You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows." Chosen one, that's exactly what is happening right now. God is preparing your table. The same ones who played you will have no choice but to watch your cup overflow. They will see the same door they tried to close swing open with a force they can't explain. They will see you seated, not bitter but blessed, not broken but built stronger than before. You are stepping into a season where silence will speak louder than explanation. You won't need to prove your innocence. God will do it for you. You won't need to seek revenge. Heaven already signed your vindication. What they meant for evil, God is already using for good. And hear this clearly, your stillness was your secret weapon. Every time you wanted to expose them and God told you wait, that was heaven saying, "Let me turn the table myself." The delay wasn't denial, it was divine timing. So now, as you stand at the edge of your new beginning, don't let bitterness contaminate your blessing. Don't let revenge distract your restoration. Forgive them not because they deserve it, but because you refuse to let them anchor you to a past God already freed you from. You were chosen to be an example of what it looks like when grace turns pain into power. You were never the victim they were, just the instruments that played the first note of your testimony. And the time has come. The table is turning. You will see it. You will feel it. Everything they used against you will now work for you. Those who lied on you will have to witness the truth rise from your silence. Those who mocked your faith will have to watch it manifest in your favor. Your story is not over, it's about to be retold by heaven itself. So chosen one, lift your head, smile again. The game they played was never stronger than the plan God wrote. This is your divine turning point. If you receive this word, share it with someone who needs to remember that God always finishes what he starts. Like this message, subscribe if you haven't already, and let heaven know that you are ready for your table to turn. Comment below 777 as a prophetic declaration that divine completion and reversal are now in motion over your life. Heaven's eyes have never blinked. Chosen one. Long before the whispers began, before the masks were worn, before envy shaped their intentions, heaven had already placed you under divine surveillance. You thought you were walking through darkness alone, but the truth is that heaven was documenting every hidden detail. Nothing that was done against you escaped the sight of the Almighty. You see, the kingdom of darkness works in shadows, but heaven operates in light. Every conversation where they mentioned your name without love, every plan formed behind closed doors, every word meant to poison your reputation, it was all recorded. God was not ignoring the injustice, he was gathering evidence for divine justice. Sometimes, the silence of heaven feels like abandonment, but in reality it's the sound of a courtroom preparing for judgment. God is patient not because he forgets, but because his justice is perfect. He waits until every heart reveals its true intention. When the time is right, he moves not with noise, but with power. You wondered why certain people were suddenly removed from your path, why their loyalty faded without reason. It wasn't random. Heaven saw conversations you didn't hear and thoughts you couldn't read. God was protecting you from what you didn't even know was forming against you. Beloved, remember this divine protection often comes disguised as separation. When people walk away, you may feel rejected, but sometimes it's heaven pulling them out before they can betray you deeper. You didn't lose them. You were rescued from them. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Jeremiah, chapter 29, verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Every delay, every disappointment, every detour was part of that plan. They thought they could write your ending, but God already authored your continuation. They believed their manipulation would break you, yet heaven was using their schemes as the soil for your strength. There were moments when you prayed and felt no response. You thought heaven was distant. But listen closely, God wasn't absent. He was observing. He was watching how you handled injustice without revenge, how you responded to betrayal with grace, how you stayed kind when cruelty would have been easier. Those moments became the proof of your faith. You are not just being protected, you are being prepared. God doesn't guard empty vessels, he only guards those who carry something worth stealing. That's why your warfare has been intense. The greater your calling, the earlier the enemy tries to interfere. But no matter how early he strikes, he cannot outmaneuver divine design. Heaven's surveillance isn't like human sight. It sees not only what is, but what's coming. While you were crying, thinking you were forgotten, angels were being positioned. Doors you didn't even know existed were being unlocked. People you haven't met yet are being stirred in their spirit to help you fulfill your next assignment. So when you look back and wonder, why did I have to go through that? Remember, it was training for trust. God wanted to teach you how to walk by faith, not by sight. Because sight can deceive, but faith never lies. There is coming a time when everything that was hidden will be revealed. Every false smile will fade, every lie will unravel, and every plan formed against you will collapse under the weight of divine truth. You won't need to defend yourself. The truth will defend you, and when it happens, it won't be subtle, it will be unmistakable. The very ones who thought you were blind will realize you were being guided by the hand of God all along. The surveillance of heaven never ends, and neither does His mercy over your life. You were never alone, chosen one. The eyes of heaven were always on you, not to judge, but to preserve, not to expose, but to elevate. So rest in that knowing you have never been unseen. You are being positioned, chosen one. Every unseen battle has prepared you for visible victory. Nothing was wasted, not a single tear, not a single loss. Heaven has tracked every detail and is now aligning divine timing with your obedience. Your reward is closer than it appears. Stand still and trust. The same God who saw the betrayal is the one orchestrating your comeback. You are stepping into a season where the watchers will become witnesses, and your silence will speak louder than every false accusation that once rose against you. Do not look back. The past served its purpose. Lift your eyes to what's ahead, for your story is shifting from hidden suffering to revealed glory. The table is being set, and your name is written on the seat of victory. They thought they were setting you up, but heaven was setting the stage. Every trap laid before you became a divine opportunity for revelation. The same pit they dug for you became the ground upon which they stumbled. What they called a game, God called a lesson. You weren't being played, you were being positioned. There were moments you didn't understand why you had to walk through betrayal, why your name was dragged through dirt, or why the people you trusted turned their backs. But if you look closely, you'll realize that each betrayal removed a counterfeit connection. Each wound opened a doorway for healing, and each disappointment redirected you closer to divine purpose. The ancient words recorded in Romans chapter 8, verse 28, remind us, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are the called according to His purpose. Chosen one, that means every single act against you is being recycled for your advantage. Heaven doesn't waste pain. Even the moves your enemies made in secret were pieces God allowed on the chessboard of destiny. The enemy thought he was winning when you were crying, but your tears were watering the soil of a greater victory. You were never outnumbered. You were out-strategized by heaven. What looked like defeat was a divine detour that ensured your protection. God knew that if certain doors had stayed open, the wrong people would have contaminated the blessing meant for you. So He allowed rejection to redirect you before success arrived. They tried to play you, but they didn't realize you were playing under divine instruction. You were silent not because you didn't know what to say, but because heaven told you not to speak yet. You were waiting for a divine reveal, and it's coming soon. Those who whispered lies will have to watch truth unfold publicly. The same mouths that spread rumors will be silenced by the evidence of your elevation. This is not karma, it's divine justice. God doesn't repay people out of anger. He restores His chosen out of order. When they mocked your faith, heaven was testing your endurance. When they betrayed your kindness, God was testing your character. What the enemy didn't realize is that every test refined you into someone unstoppable. Your patience became your proof, your restraint became your strength, and your pain became your platform. There's a reason the enemy couldn't destroy you even when you were weakest, because you were surrounded. You didn't see it, but angelic hosts stood between you and disaster. That's why the trap failed, the plan backfired, and your name survived every storm. You are not a victim of manipulation, you are a vessel of revelation. What happened to you was meant to expose the intentions of others and awaken the authority within you. Your discernment has leveled up. Your spirit has matured. You no longer move blindly, you move boldly, led by wisdom that pain has taught. So now, stand tall. You don't have to explain your comeback. It will be evident. The same people who thought they buried you will realize they planted you. You were never meant to stay underground, you were meant to rise, stronger and wiser than ever before. As you read these words, let them settle in your spirit. No trap formed against you can prosper when heaven has already written your victory. You may have been underestimated, but you were never forgotten. You may have been played, but you were never defeated. Comment below, the trap failed. Declare it with faith, because every plan that was meant to break you has already collapsed under God's hand. When you type these words, you are aligning yourself with heaven's record, testifying that what the enemy intended for harm has already been turned for your good. When you comment, the trap failed, you're not just typing words, you're testifying. You're declaring that every dark scheme, every hidden plan, every word curse has been broken by divine intervention. Heaven has already ruled in your favor. Victory is not coming, it's already here. Each letter you type carries spiritual agreement. You're standing in alignment with heaven's justice, confirming that God's protection surrounded you even when you didn't see it. By writing it, you proclaim that what was designed to destroy you became the path to your breakthrough. Let those 3 words echo through your atmosphere. The trap failed. Say it until fear leaves, until peace replaces pain. These words are not reaction, they're prophecy. You're reminding darkness that every scheme has already been exposed and dismantled by divine light. So type it boldly. Chosen one. Type it as a victory cry, as a seal upon your story. The same hands that tried to push you down will now witness your rising. Heaven is rewriting your narrative, and the outcome has already been decided. The trap failed. You remember the quiet, don't you? Chosen one, that long season where you felt invisible, where heaven seemed silent and no one could understand what you were carrying. That wasn't punishment, it was preparation. Your silence was sacred. God wasn't ignoring you, He was refining you in secrecy. You wanted to speak up, to defend yourself, to prove what they said was wrong. But every time you tried, something inside told you, wait. That wasn't hesitation, it was divine restraint. You weren't being silenced by fear, you were being held by purpose. Heaven was protecting the purity of what it was building inside you. The most dangerous time for the chosen is not the battle. It's the silence after the battle. That is where your thoughts get loud and your faith is tested. Yet even then, you remained standing. You were still praying when no one was listening. Still believing when everything around you was falling apart. That season was your proving ground. God was watching how you handled isolation. He wanted to see if you could be trusted with influence. Many want the spotlight, but not the silence. But the silence is where the anointing deepens, where noise fades and discernment sharpens. We are reminded through the writings of David in the book of Psalms, chapter 40, verse 1. I waited patiently for the Lord. He turned to me and heard my cry. You see, that's what you were doing, waiting, not wasting. Your stillness wasn't a delay, it was alignment. You weren't losing time. You were being synchronized with divine timing. Heaven wasn't late, it was precise. The same God who seemed silent was speaking through every delay, saying, "Be still, and let me build you before I reveal you." You learned that sometimes God hides you to heal you. When you were quiet, He was uprooting pride, removing bitterness, and strengthening your character. Every time you wanted to prove your worth, He whispered, "Let me vindicate you in my time." That's why you didn't have to clap back. Your restraint became your defense. The ones who misread your silence thought they had won. They assumed your quietness meant defeat. But it was the sound of your spirit listening. You were gathering wisdom while they were gathering gossip. You were preparing while they were plotting. What they called weakness was actually wisdom in disguise. There's something powerful about divine silence. It starves your enemies of attention and strengthens your discernment. You stopped explaining, stopped defending, and that's when clarity began to rise within you. Heaven doesn't need you to announce what it's about to reveal. When the time comes, the evidence will speak louder than your words ever could. Do you remember the tears you hid? The nights you questioned if you were forgotten? Heaven remembers them too. Each tear was collected, each prayer was heard. You didn't realize it, but while you were whispering, angels were moving. While you were breaking in silence, heaven was building your next chapter. The silence was not a void, it was a womb. Inside that quiet, something holy was forming resilience, faith, endurance. You learned to stop chasing validation and start walking in revelation. You discovered that peace is louder than approval, and that purpose doesn't need applause. When your name is called chosen, you will go through seasons where it feels like no one sees you. But that's when God is watching most closely. He hides his most valuable treasures until they are ready for display. And now, after all that waiting, you are being unveiled not by force but by divine timing. You came out of that season different, more focused, more grounded, more aware of who you are and whose you are. The same silence that once scared you has become your sanctuary. You no longer fear being unseen. You understand that being unseen by man often means being held by God. So when people ask where you've been, tell them you were being refined. When they ask why you didn't fight back, tell them you were letting heaven handle what your hands couldn't. Because you've learned that divine justice works best in divine silence. Your silent season is over. Chosen one. The waiting has built something within you that noise never could, an unshakable confidence in God's plan. The next time you walk into a room, you won't need to explain what happened. The anointing that formed in your silence will do the talking for you. The silence shaped you. Chosen one. What once felt like emptiness became the forge of your strength. Now, when you speak, heaven echoes through your voice. You no longer rush divine timing. You've learned the beauty of stillness before revelation. Your quiet season birthed unstoppable purpose. They thought they could mock you forever. They believed the game would stay in their hands. But while they were busy laughing, heaven was rearranging the board. What they didn't see was the quiet, shifting, the unseen hand of God rewriting outcomes in your favor. The tables began to turn long before you noticed the change. It started subtly. The same doors that once slammed shut began to creak open again. The same people who overlooked you suddenly couldn't ignore your presence. You felt something shifting, not in the world around you first, but inside of you. A strange calm replaced the chaos, a deep knowing that God is moving. You see, chosen one, divine reversals rarely begin with thunder. They start as whispers in the spirit. Heaven never announces its plans to your enemies. It lets them think they've won. It lets them celebrate too soon. So when the reversal comes, the shock becomes the lesson. According to what is revealed in the book of Isaiah, chapter 54, verse 17, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment, thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord. That's the promise you're standing on. The very weapons they formed against you are rusting in their own hands. Every lie they built as a tower will crumble beneath truth's weight. Every plan that seemed to prosper is losing power before your eyes. This is what happens when the tables turn. The betrayer faces exposure, and the faithful find restoration. You didn't have to lift a sword. Heaven fought for you. The divine reversal isn't just about vindication, it's about transformation. You aren't just being rescued, you're being revealed. When you were at your lowest, heaven was building your platform. When they walked away, God was clearing the room for your unveiling. Every rejection became redirection. Every fall became a setup for flight. And now, you stand in the season where your enemies will see that their mockery only fertilized your purpose. They will look confused when your peace remains unbroken, when your joy no longer depends on their approval. They will wonder how you still shine after all they did. But the truth is, they never held your light, God did. You are walking into divine irony. Those who tried to bury your name will end up speaking it with awe. Those who doubted your calling will witness your anointing firsthand. The same mouths that once cursed you will be forced to admit, surely, the Lord was with them. And as this unfolds, heaven is whispering to you, don't boast, just breathe. Let me finish this story then, because your victory is not for revenge, it's for revelation. You are becoming the living proof that grace always wins. Now, beloved, as you stand in this sacred turning point, take a breath and look at how far you've come. You survived the plot, the betrayal, the waiting, and the silence. You didn't collapse under pressure, you crystallized under purpose. The table didn't just turn, it was rebuilt to hold more than you could imagine. And perhaps, as you feel this truth, you might sense heaven inviting you deeper to stay close to this light, to remain connected to the voice that never failed you. That's not a command, it's a whisper, a gentle reminder that connection keeps the flame alive. When you share what strengthened you, it becomes a seed. When you open your hands, heaven multiplies what you give. So if this word has stirred something within you, peace, faith, remembrance, let that energy move outward. Let it flow into others who need to know that God still turns tables, that He still defends His chosen. It's not about obligation, it's about overflow. When you let your heart reach out, when you quietly tap like, gently share, or subscribe to stay in the light, it's as if you're adding oil to the lamp of this message. The glow spreads, not through force, but through the warmth of agreement. You are no longer standing in defeat, you are sitting at the table that once belonged to your enemies. And the most beautiful part, you don't gloat. You glow. You don't return pain. You return peace. Because now, you know what was meant to destroy you only proved that you were unbreakable. The table is turned, and grace sits at its head. You are not who you were when the battle began. Every scar has become scripture, every silence a song. Sit in this peace. Chosen one, heaven has crowned you with quiet victory. Let this be your reminder, the story isn't about revenge but redemption. You are living proof that love outlasts betrayal, that light always finds a way through brokenness. So walk forward softly, carrying mercy like a lantern, its glow will guide others home. There comes a moment, chosen one, when heaven begins to move so visibly that even those who once mocked you fall silent. You can sense it, the air feels different. The same energy that once surrounded you in opposition now bends toward your favor. This is the prophetic reversal in motion. God is not just restoring what was taken, He is amplifying what remains. Every negative word spoken against you is now circling back, losing its power as it returns to its sender. You don't have to curse anyone. Truth itself becomes the boomerang that sets things right. It was proclaimed in the second letter to Timothy, chapter 1, verse 7. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. This is your posture now, no more fear of what they'll say. No more shrinking to make others comfortable. The very spirit that tried to silence you has lost its grip. You walk not in defense, but in dominion. You're not waiting for the tables to turn. You're standing on the turning itself. Those who once whispered about you are now watching quietly, unsure how to approach. They sense the shift but cannot explain it. That's because the anointing has marked you. It speaks louder than any explanation could. Your peace is now your loudest response. Heaven is doing something sacred. It's exchanging your pain for power. Every attack that once broke you is now fueling your authority. You are not the same person who began this battle. Your spiritual DNA has changed. Where you were once anxious, now you are anchored. There was a time when you chased validation, hoping someone would see your heart. But that time is over. The same heart that was wounded is now radiant, guarded by divine wisdom. You no longer need to prove yourself. Your peace is proof enough. Even as the storm settles, remember this: mercy is moving too. God doesn't only return what was stolen, He restores you to the version of yourself that pain tried to erase. He is rewriting your identity from survivor to sovereign. You no longer beg heaven for change, you walk as the evidence of it. Chosen one, you are stepping into a rhythm where grace follows every movement you make. You speak, and doors respond. You pray, and the atmosphere bends. That's what happens when heaven aligns with your obedience. Your words start carrying weight. The prophetic reversal isn't just external, it's internal. You're not simply seeing circumstances turn, you're seeing your perception transform. You now recognize that rejection was redirection, betrayal was unveiling, and delay was divine protection. You used to wonder why certain people had to leave, why things fell apart so suddenly. But now you see they weren't exits of loss, they were exits of cleansing. God was pruning you, not punishing you. Every subtraction was making room for multiplication. And now, you stand at the threshold of fulfillment. The past no longer defines you. It refines you. You've walked through fire without the smell of smoke. You've endured darkness but carry no trace of bitterness. The anointing you bear is different now. It's quiet, but it shakes realms. Listen closely, the shift you feel is irreversible. What was once against you has now become a wind pushing you forward. Heaven is declaring, enough delay, enough warfare. Now comes the unveiling. So, as this word reaches you, let your heart agree with heaven's timing. Don't chase what left, embrace what's arriving. The tables are not just turning, they're being rebuilt in your image of divine order. You don't need to understand everything. Chosen one, just trust the motion. When heaven reverses something, it doesn't merely restore balance, it restores beauty. And that's what's happening now. Comment below 888. 8, the number of new beginnings. When you type it, you're not just pressing keys, you're activating faith. It's your declaration that what was broken is being rebuilt, that your next season will carry double restoration and divine renewal beyond what you can imagine. When you comment 888, you're stepping into the rhythm of heaven's renewal. It's not superstition, it's symbolism. The number 8 represents resurrection, new beginnings, and divine regeneration. As you type it, you are agreeing with heaven's decree that your story is not ending. It's being rewritten with light, favor, and unstoppable peace. Each 8 you write is a prophetic echo of restoration, past, present, and future aligned. You are declaring that the old cycle has closed and a higher one has begun. Your wilderness is over. Your waiting has meaning. And heaven is now releasing the new chapter you were born to live. Rejection. It was the wound you didn't see coming, wasn't it? Chosen one. The door you prayed would open stayed locked. The people you loved the most turned away, and the place you thought was home suddenly felt foreign. You stood in the hallway of not yet, feeling both unseen and unwanted. But what you didn't realize then is that rejection was never your enemy, it was your redirection. God never allows rejection without purpose. It's never random, it's always strategic. When people walk away, they are unknowingly fulfilling prophecy. The ones who left were never meant to hold your promise. The rejection that broke you was the very tool heaven used to push you into alignment. Heaven speaks clearly through the words in Deuteronomy chapter 31 and verse 6. Be strong and of a good courage. Fear not, nor be afraid of them, for the Lord thy God. He it is that doth go with thee, he will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. Do you see it now? You were never abandoned, you were escorted. Heaven didn't take them away to hurt you. It removed them to protect what was sacred inside you. God saw conversations you didn't hear, intentions you couldn't read, and traps you weren't meant to walk into. That closed door wasn't punishment, it was preservation. At first, you tried to reopen what God had shut. You pleaded, asking for another chance, another explanation, another ending. But every attempt left you emptier. You weren't being punished, you were being pruned. And pruning always feels like loss before it looks like growth. When you finally stopped chasing what left, you noticed something shift. Peace began to trickle back into your spirit. The fog of confusion lifted. That's because your heart was no longer chasing where grace had already departed. Sometimes, God's greatest mercy is in the no you refuse to hear. Chosen one. I know it hurt. Rejection feels like betrayal carved deep into your spirit. But you must understand it was heaven's redirection disguised as pain. You were crying over exits while heaven was preparing entrances. The people who turned their backs on you were simply characters whose roles had ended in your story. If they had stayed, you might have missed the next chapter. If the door had opened, you might have stepped into destruction. That's why God let it close with finality. He knew that the version of you he's calling forward can't exist in the same spaces that broke you. Look back now, not with regret but with revelation. Every time you thought you were losing something valuable, you were actually being guided toward something unshakable. That job that fell through, that relationship that ended, that friend who vanished, it was all making room for divine redirection. You see, rejection strips away illusion. It teaches you who really stands with you, and more importantly, who stands against you. It reveals the truth behind smiles and words. And once you've seen truth, you can no longer be deceived by imitation. That's what makes this moment so powerful. You're no longer naive, you're discerning. You no longer chase acceptance, you carry peace. What once wounded you now works for you. You've learned that rejection doesn't disqualify you. It redirects you toward destiny. There will come a day soon when you will thank God for every person who walked away, because their exit cleared space for divine encounters. The no you cried over will turn into the yes that changes your life. And when that happens, you'll finally understand why certain things had to fall apart. You are not behind schedule, you are right on divine time. The detour you hated became the safest road. The rejection you couldn't bear became the compass that led you home. So now, as you stand here wiser, softer, and more awake, don't curse the ones who rejected you. Bless them, for they unknowingly handed you back to God's plan. You were never supposed to fit where you were tolerated. You were destined to stand where you are celebrated. This is your turning point. Chosen one, you no longer mourn what left you, bless it and move forward. For the next doors opening before you will not require you to beg, shrink, or prove your worth. They will open simply because you belong there. And that's the beauty of divine redirection. What once broke your heart now builds your future. Every goodbye carved wisdom into your soul. Chosen one. What once felt like loss now feels like liberation. You've learned that closed doors don't confine you, they define you. The space rejection created has become the sacred ground where your new purpose takes root. So breathe deeply. You're no longer chasing acceptance, you're walking in alignment. The same rejection that once wounded you has become your redirection to destiny. Let gratitude replace grief, and watch how heaven rewards your surrender with restoration beyond anything you thought you lost. Heaven has a record, chosen one, a record of every tear. Every night you lay awake questioning your worth, every moment your heart broke in silence. Not one drop of your pain went unnoticed. There are divine archives, unseen by human eyes, that hold the evidence of your endurance. You thought no one saw your struggle, but the courts of heaven were watching the whole time. There's something sacred about the tears you cried in secret. They were never wasted. They watered the roots of your destiny. Each one carried a silent prayer, a wordless plea that heaven translated perfectly. When words failed, your spirit still spoke and heaven listened. The apostle reminds us in his letter to the Corinthians, second letter, chapter 4, verse 17. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. That's what your tears have been doing, working for you. Every moment of heartbreak was building a glory that will outweigh your grief. You didn't just survive sorrow, you were sanctified through it. Pain became the fire that refined you, not the weapon that destroyed you. You may not realize this, but those sleepless nights were sacred appointments. Each sigh, each whispered why, reached the throne room of heaven. Angels stood guard around your bed, not to remove the pain, but to ensure it wouldn't destroy your purpose. You were never abandoned in those moments of breaking. You were being recorded as faithful. There were times when you begged God for immediate rescue, wondering why he didn't answer. But his silence wasn't neglect, it was preparation. If he had pulled you out too soon, you would have missed the depth that only brokenness can teach. He allowed the storm, not to drown you, but to reveal your endurance. Your tears have a language. They speak of trust when you had no strength left, of surrender when you could have chosen bitterness. Heaven heard every wordless cry, and now, in this moment, the record is speaking back. It's time for the recompense. Do you remember those nights when you prayed, God, please don't let this be for nothing? Heaven remembers too. Every time you prayed those words, Amibe, it became a legal entry in your favor, a spiritual receipt of faith. And now, the Father is ready to honor it. He didn't forget the way you kept showing up, even when your soul felt empty. He saw you encouraging others while you were breaking inside. That's why your name has reached the books of remembrance. The weight of your faith is now calling forth the season of reward. Chosen one, there is beauty in the record of your pain because it reveals your resilience. Heaven does not record the comfortable, it records the courageous. Every tear is proof that your heart stayed tender when it could have hardened. Every sorrow is evidence that your faith survived what should have destroyed it. There's something holy about endurance. While others quit, you kept believing. While others turned bitter, you chose to trust. That's why heaven is saying, now is the time. You've cried long enough. You've carried the weight long enough. The evidence of your faithfulness has reached its completion. And now, the story is shifting. Your tears are no longer falling as pain, they are falling as praise. You cry now, not from despair, but from relief. You can feel that something invisible has been settled in your favor. The same tears that once represented heartbreak now represent healing. Heaven's justice doesn't always look like revenge, it looks like restoration. You won't receive payback for pain, you'll receive purpose through it. The record of your suffering has become the scroll of your strength. It testifies not of what you lost, but of who you became through the loss. And that's what makes your story powerful. You didn't just endure, you evolved. You emerged from your suffering softer, not harder. Stronger, not colder. Your tears didn't weaken you. They baptized you into a deeper awareness of who you are and who God is. So never again call your tears weakness. They are holy water. They sanctified the soil of your destiny. They became the invisible ink heaven used to write your testimony. The season is coming where those same tears will be seen as treasures. They will no longer represent pain, but proof that your faith was real, your trust unwavering, your endurance divine. And when the time comes, you'll realize something beautiful. Heaven's record wasn't just keeping track of what hurt you, it was building the case for your reward. Your tears are finished, chosen one. What once rolled down your face in sorrow will soon reflect the light of glory. Heaven has turned your evidence into elevation. You were not crying alone. You were sowing your future in divine soil. And now, the harvest is near. The masks are slipping. Chosen one. The great unmasking has begun. For a long time, you sensed something was off. You felt the tension, the hidden envy, the counterfeit love disguised as support. Now, heaven is pulling back the veil, revealing what was always there but unseen. You are not crazy for feeling the shift. Your spirit detected what your eyes couldn't yet confirm. God allowed the deception for a season so that your discernment could mature. You needed to learn who was truly for you, not just around you. And now, that revelation is unfolding in divine timing. The voice of God thundered in the book of Luke, chapter 8, verse 17. For there is nothing hidden that will not be disclosed, and nothing concealed that will not be known or brought out into the open. These words are alive in your life right now. Every hidden conversation, every false agreement, every double-faced smile, heaven is exposing them. But understand, this exposure is not for your revenge, it's for your release. God isn't revealing truth to embarrass others, He's doing it to free you from manipulation. You were never meant to walk in confusion. The fog is clearing because clarity has arrived. The people who were secretly competing with you will now show their true colors. The ones who spoke of loyalty while acting in deceit are being revealed. This exposure may sting at first, but it will bring liberation. Don't be afraid of what's coming to light. God never uncovers without a plan to recover. You may lose a few faces you thought were friends, but you will gain the peace that fake love could never offer. Heaven is not just showing you who they are, it's showing you who you've become, someone too pure for pretense. It's hard, isn't it, seeing the truth about those you cared for? Yet remember, exposure is mercy. It stops you from investing in places that can no longer grow with you. It teaches you that discernment is better than acceptance and peace is more valuable than popularity. Every unmasking comes with a promise: you won't leave this revelation bitter, you'll leave it wiser. The light is not punishing you, it's positioning you. God is rearranging your circle so your next level won't be contaminated by old intentions. The people who betrayed you won't understand why you no longer argue, no longer explain, no longer chase closure. It's because closure came from revelation. You don't need their apology. Truth itself became your healing. Chosen one, you are entering a season where authenticity will surround you. No more pretending. No more tolerating what drains you. God is sending people who will love you purely, without agenda or envy. You won't have to guess their loyalty, it will be evident in their consistency. And as the masks fall, something beautiful happens, your own authenticity deepens. You stop dimming your light to make others comfortable. You no longer fear being misunderstood because you finally understand yourself. You realize that truth, even when it hurts, is safer than illusion. The unmasking is divine mercy disguised as discomfort. God exposes not to shame, but to save. He's saving your time, your peace, your heart. He's making sure that when He elevates you, no hidden enemy will be able to infiltrate your blessing. So don't mourn the exposure, thank God for it. For every false friend revealed, there is a true ally being prepared. For every deception uncovered, there is a new layer of destiny being unveiled. You may not have asked for this revelation, but you needed it. And soon, you'll see how much lighter life feels when the weight of pretense is gone. Comment below truth revealed. Let it be your declaration, short but powerful. These two words mark the moment where confusion ends and clarity begins. When you type them, you're agreeing with heaven's motion that all things hidden in darkness are now being brought into the light for your freedom and peace. When you comment truth revealed, you are aligning with divine light. You're declaring that deception no longer has power over your life. Those words become a spiritual spotlight, uncovering every hidden plot while sealing your path in divine protection and clear discernment. Each time you write it, imagine light spreading soft but unstoppable, filling every dark corner that once confused or wounded you. You're not seeking revenge, you're welcoming revelation. These words proclaim that heaven's justice is already in motion on your behalf. Say it boldly. With peace in your heart, truth revealed. It's not just a phrase, it's a release. You're affirming that no lie can stand against you, and no false mask can hide before the eyes of the Almighty. Justice has a sound, chosen one. It doesn't roar with vengeance or echo with pride. It moves like thunder wrapped in grace. You may not see it yet, but heaven's court has already ruled in your favor. The scales are shifting. Divine balance is being restored. Every loss you endured, every opportunity that slipped away, every time your name was used wrongly, none of it vanished into silence. It was all recorded, and now, the gavel has fallen. The season of divine justice has begun, as was spoken in the sacred texts of old. In the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 21, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. That is the promise written over you. You don't have to seek payback. The justice of heaven is more thorough than anything human hands could design. The same system that tried to break you is now turning in your defense. Every stolen moment is returning multiplied. Every false accusation will crumble beneath the weight of truth. Justice doesn't come when you demand it, it comes when your heart is ready to hold it. That's why the process felt slow. God wasn't late. He was waiting until the blessing wouldn't break you. You had to learn restraint before reward, wisdom before restoration. And now, both are yours. This isn't revenge, it's redemption. Heaven is not giving you what they deserve, it's giving you what you were destined for. You are about to witness the breathtaking symmetry of divine recompense. The same places where you were mocked will soon echo with honor. The same hands that pushed you down will now see you rise. When God restores, He doesn't merely replace, He amplifies, and you will not receive back what you lost in equal measure. You will receive it in overflow. The enemy thought he took something from you, but all he did was plant the seed for your increase. And now, heaven whispers softly, rest. The verdict is settled. You no longer need to defend your name. God Himself is speaking on your behalf. People will see the fruit and realize the truth. The evidence of your endurance will speak louder than any explanation ever could. This divine justice will be quiet but undeniable. It will not shout, it will shine. You will simply start to see everything working in your favor, the timing, the connections, the unexpected breakthroughs. It will be as though the universe itself is conspiring to make things right. That's the sound of heaven restoring order. Chosen one, when the tables turn, remember humility. You don't need to prove your worth to anyone. Your rise will prove itself. Walk gently with your victory. Let grace be your language. The same peace that carried you through pain will now crown you in prosperity. And as your story begins to shift, as blessings start flowing where battles once stood, take a moment to breathe in gratitude. The power of divine justice is not just what it gives back, it's how it transforms your heart. You are no longer angry. You are aware, no longer bitter, you are blessed. And maybe, in this moment, as you feel that quiet warmth in your chest, the relief, the tears, the gratitude, you'll sense a small invitation in your spirit. It's not a demand, it's an echo, a whisper that says, share the light that found you. Because when you share what healed you, you spread heaven's justice into other hearts still waiting for theirs. When you like the truth, you're not feeding ego, you're agreeing with grace. And when you subscribe, you're not joining a channel, you're choosing to stay close to the current of restoration flowing through this message. Think of it like tending a flame. Each gesture, each act of connection is another spark that keeps the fire alive, guiding others through their own darkness. You don't have to do it out of duty. Do it out of love. The same love that refused to let you fall. This isn't about growing numbers, it's about growing light. About being part of something sacred that reminds souls everywhere that God still turns tables, still rights wrongs, still lifts the lowly. So when this message ends and the world goes quiet again, carry this flame forward. Keep it glowing through every gesture of faith, every act of kindness, every moment you decide to keep believing that justice, even delayed, always arrives right on time. Your story, chosen one, is no longer about pain, it's about proof. The scales have tipped, the gavel has fallen, and heaven's final word is this restored. You rise now, chosen one, not as who you were, but as who you were always meant to become. The ashes no longer cling to you. The shame that once followed your name has fallen away. You carry something sacred now. Something not everyone will understand, divine authority born from affliction. This is the season where heaven publicly validates what was privately refined. You're not just surviving, you're ascending. Everything that once broke you is now bowing to you. The same storms that scattered your peace have become the winds lifting you higher. The prophet Elijah spoke as recorded in the first book of Kings, chapter 18, verse 38. Then the fire of the Lord fell and consumed the burnt sacrifice, the wood, the stones, and the dust, and licked up the water that was in the trench. That's what's happening in your life. The fire of God is falling, not to destroy, but to confirm. Your endurance has become the altar, your obedience the offering, and heaven's fire the validation. Every trial that once questioned your faith is now proving your favor. The rise of the redeemed is not loud, it's luminous. It doesn't boast, it burns quietly. You no longer chase recognition because revelation has replaced your need for it. You walk with a still power, one that doesn't need to explain itself. It's the authority that only comes from enduring the fire and still choosing love. The people who once doubted your calling will begin to sense something different when you enter the room. They won't be able to name it, but their spirits will recognize it. It's not confidence, it's consecration. You've been marked by what you've overcome. There's a new fragrance on your life, the aroma of survival, soaked in grace. It's the scent of someone who's been through the valley and still chooses light. You don't carry the stench of bitterness. You carry the perfume of purpose. You were crushed, yes, but oil only flows from what's been pressed. Every hardship extracted something holy from within you. You are the evidence that pain is not wasted when it passes through faith. Now, you move differently. You listen before speaking. You see before judging. You forgive before demanding an apology. These are not weaknesses. They are signs of spiritual maturity. You've learned that authority doesn't shout, it whispers with weight. When others react, you respond. When they fight for attention, you carry peace that speaks for itself. Heaven doesn't need you to prove your worth. Your very presence now carries proof. You've become the answer to prayers you once prayed. This is the rise of the redeemed, the moment when everything that tried to bury you realizes it only planted you deeper into God's soil. You've grown roots that storms cannot pull. You've learned to bend without breaking. That's why you can now hold the weight of blessing. Chosen one, you've been forged in a way that others cannot duplicate. Your rise isn't about success, it's about significance. You're being lifted not to be seen, but to serve. Heaven raises those who can carry glory without letting it corrupt their gratitude. You are stepping into realms you once dreamed about, and yet you feel peace instead of pride. That's how you know it's divine. The world celebrates the spotlight. Heaven celebrates the glow. And you, yes, you are glowing from the inside out. Your words will begin to carry healing. People will come to you, not for your story of pain, but for your peace that followed it. You will speak softly and still shift atmospheres. You will walk quietly and still disarm darkness. Because when God redeems, He doesn't just restore, He redefines, or He. The same mouth that once trembled in prayer will soon declare miracles. The same hands that once wiped away tears will now anoint others with comfort. You will not merely testify. You will embody transformation. And though your rise is inevitable, your heart remains humble. You know who lifted you. You remember what it cost. You don't stand taller because you're proud. You stand taller because heaven strengthened your spine. This is not the rise of arrogance, it's the return of alignment. You are walking in divine rhythm now. Every step echoes purpose. Every breath carries prophecy. So walk forward. Chosen one, not as one who survived, but as one who has been reborn through fire and grace. You are no longer defined by what you lost, but by what you gained in the burning. The rise of the redeemed is not an event, it's a way of being. And from this moment on, everything about you, your voice, your presence, your peace will announce, I have been through the fire, and I am still glowing. Chosen one, heaven is not finished with you yet. What was taken from you is being returned, but not in the same measure. This is the season of prophetic compensation, where every loss becomes a ladder and every delay becomes divine acceleration. You are not just recovering, you are rising beyond recovery. For so long you felt like you were falling behind. You saw others succeed while you struggled to stay afloat. But what you couldn't see was that your foundation was being fortified. God was not withholding, He was multiplying in silence. As Jesus Himself declared in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 29. And everyone who has left houses or brothers or sisters or father or mother or wife or children or fields for my sake will receive 100 times as much and will inherit eternal life. That is your promise. Chosen one. Heaven's economy is never loss, it is investment. Every tear, every sacrifice, every sleepless night has been accruing interest in the realm of glory. The time of release has come. You've been faithful in seasons that made no sense. You gave when you had little, believed when you saw nothing, and loved when others were cruel. That's why heaven calls your name now. The scales of reward have tipped in your favor. The prophetic compensation doesn't only come as things, it comes as peace. The anxiety that once ruled your nights will dissolve into rest. The fear that haunted you will bow before divine assurance. You will wake up one morning and realize that the weight has lifted, not because circumstances changed, but because your spirit finally did. When God restores, He doesn't return what was stolen in fragments, He brings it back overflowing. You will look around and wonder, how did I survive all that? And heaven will whisper, you didn't just survive, you qualified. You are about to witness open doors that were once locked, favor that doesn't make sense, and divine opportunities that arrive unannounced. Don't doubt them. They are heaven's compensation package unfolding. You have labored in tears. Now you will reap in laughter. Prophetic compensation means you don't just get back what you lost. You receive what you couldn't have without the loss. The pain became the currency that purchased your next level. Every ounce of suffering has been converted into spiritual equity, and heaven is ready to pay out. Remember this truth: nothing you endured was wasted. Every wound has been woven into wisdom. Every betrayal became a lesson in discernment. Every loss made space for something purer to take its place. You are standing at the intersection of pain and promise, and the light is finally turning green. Chosen one, when the blessings start to flow, stay grounded in grace. Don't let abundance change your posture. The reason heaven can trust you with overflow is because you never worship the outcome, you worship the one who promised it. This new chapter isn't about proving your worth, it's about walking in peace. You no longer strive, you simply receive. What once felt like injustice now becomes testimony. You'll speak of your past with peace instead of pain. That's the evidence that compensation has arrived. And as the new season unfolds, don't rush it. Let it unfold like dawn, soft, radiant, inevitable. Watch how the same hands that broke you now serve as witnesses to your blessing. Watch how the same ground that held your tears now blossoms with joy. The tables have turned, yes, but now the feast has begun. You are seated where you belong, not because you fought harder, but because grace carried you. Comment below 555. This is not just a number, it's a declaration of divine transition and grace multiplied. When you type 555, you are agreeing with heaven's movement, proclaiming that restoration is no longer coming, it's here. You are stepping into the fullness of compensation, where every past loss becomes the proof of God's perfect plan. When you comment 555, you are declaring alignment with heaven's rhythm of grace. 5 is the number of divine favor and restoration, and when it appears in triple form, it symbolizes grace overflowing past, present, and future converging in perfect harmony over your life. These digits aren't just symbols, they're a spiritual signature. When you type 555, you're saying, I am ready to receive. You're acknowledging that the delays have ended, that the unseen battles have birthed visible blessings, and that what once seemed lost has become the seed of divine abundance. Write it with faith, not fear. Let 555 be your agreement with heaven's decree that this is your appointed season of compensation, grace, and supernatural increase. Can you feel it? Chosen one. The air around you has changed. What once felt heavy now feels electric, alive, charged with unseen motion. This is the shift in the spiritual atmosphere, the moment when everything invisible begins to align with divine intention. You're not imagining it. Heaven is moving around you and through you. There was a time when you felt resistance everywhere. Conversations drained you. Environments felt suffocating. Even simple tasks carried a weight you couldn't explain. That was because the atmosphere around you was reacting to the light within you. Darkness always senses anointing before people do, as was written in the book of Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. You were never fighting people, you were contending with atmospheres. Your presence alone disrupted the plans of darkness. Every time you walked into a room, spiritual tides shifted. That's why you felt misunderstood, because you weren't dealing with human opposition, but spiritual resistance. And yet, you endured. You prayed when the weight was unbearable. You praised when nothing made sense. Every whispered "Lord, help me" became a spark that broke through the fog. Now those sparks have ignited something powerful. The shift has begun. You can sense it even in silence. The heaviness that once lingered in your mind is lifting. Where confusion once lived, clarity is taking root. That's what happens when God begins to tilt the scales of the unseen. The atmosphere itself begins to favor you. You are entering a realm where your peace becomes your weapon. The enemy can't fight someone who refuses to fear. You've learned to stay still in storms, to smile in spiritual warfare, and that calmness has become your authority. Heaven is amplifying that frequency, the frequency of faith. The shift isn't only external, it's internal. You are now vibrating with divine confidence. Your heart no longer panics at delays because it knows divine timing can't be rushed. Your spirit no longer bends to pressure because it recognizes power and patience. This is spiritual maturity, a sign that your foundation is unshakable. Darkness is unsettled because it can't predict your next move anymore. It used to know what to attack: your emotions, your fears, your expectation, but now you've learned to anchor yourself so deeply in truth that no weapon finds its target. You've become unpredictable because you move by revelation, not reaction. You may notice people suddenly distancing themselves, not because you've changed for the worse, but because your energy exposes what can't coexist with light. Don't chase them. Their exit is part of the purification. The higher the altitude, the thinner the air, and not everyone is built for that climb. You will begin to see this shift manifest in small, holy ways: doors opening easily, burdens lifting suddenly, peace settling quickly after prayer. This isn't coincidence, it's confirmation. You've been elevated in the unseen, and now the natural world must respond. Even creation itself recognizes who you are becoming. Environments feel different when you enter because heaven accompanies you. You are not just a person anymore. You are a portal and access point where the divine touches the earth. Chosen one, understand this clearly when atmospheres shift. So do assignments. The same spaces that once confined you will soon release you. The same words that wounded you will soon carry your name in honor. Everything that once worked against you is being reordered to work for you. You are the embodiment of divine motion now. Your words carry the weight of peace. Your presence silences chaos, and your faith creates pathways where logic sees none. That's what the shift produces: authority born from alignment. Don't underestimate what's happening right now. You're not just entering a new chapter, you're operating in a new dimension. What used to require effort will now flow effortlessly. Where you once had to fight to be seen, now visibility will find you. This shift is permanent. It is heaven's acknowledgement that you've graduated spiritually. The old resistance has no claim here. The storms that used to intimidate you will now obey your voice. You won't even have to raise your tone, just your presence will carry power. So stand tall, breathe deeply, and walk forward knowing that everything around you is responding to the anointing within you. You don't chase the shift, you are the shift. You are the evidence that heaven moves through human vessels, that grace transforms atmosphere, and that divine authority is not given lightly, it's earned through endurance. You have endured, you have transformed, you have become the calm in the middle of every storm. The atmosphere recognizes you now and it bows. There is a crown waiting for you, chosen one. Not one made of gold or adorned with jewels, but a crown woven from endurance, humility, and unwavering faith. It is the invisible mark of those who have walked through fire without losing their song. Heaven has watched you, and the time has come for your crown to be restored. You have been tested not to break, but to be proven. Every trial carved depth into your spirit. Every betrayal refined your love. Every loss strengthened your discernment. You are no longer who you were when this journey began. You've been reformed by grace, and that transformation is your crown. We are reminded through the writings of James, chapter 1, verse 12. Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because, having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him. This is that promise unfolding. You are not merely being rewarded for endurance, you are being recognized for remaining faithful when it would have been easier to quit. You carried burdens silently, loved selflessly, forgave endlessly. And now heaven adorns you with honor that cannot be taken away. The restoration of your crown is not about elevation before people. It is restoration before heaven. When you bowed in pain, when you bent under pressure, when you wept in silence, heaven saw not weakness but worship. Every time you surrendered instead of retaliating, you polished the metal of your crown. Your crown is made of invisible moments, the ones no one clapped for, the prayers no one heard, the faith no one noticed, but God did. And now that invisible faith is becoming visible favor. Do you realize what's happening? Chosen one. You are being reintroduced to the world as who you've always been in heaven's eyes. This restoration isn't about titles or recognition. It's about remembrance. God is reminding creation who you truly are, a child of divine royalty, marked for purpose. For the enemy tried to strip you of dignity, to make you believe you were unworthy of calling and favor. But he failed. Because worthiness was never something you could lose, it was something heaven placed within you before you were born. Your crown may have tilted in pain, but it never fell. Now, heaven is lifting your chin again. The Father's hand adjusts what the storm tried to loosen. The light touches your face differently, you feel it, don't you? That quiet strength rising again, that peace replacing panic, that awareness that you are no longer broken, you are crowned. And this crown isn't loud or flashy. It carries a quiet authority. People won't see it at first, they'll feel it. They'll feel the peace that surrounds you, the grace that follows your words, the light that settles when you enter the room. That's your crown announcing its return. You don't need to defend it or display it. It is protection as much as it is glory. It shields you from what is beneath you, and it shines enough to illuminate what's before you. Every decision you make now will come from wisdom born of wounds, not pride born of position. You wear your crown not as a symbol of triumph over others, but as testimony of triumph over yourself. You conquered the inner wars, the fear, the anger, the need for validation. You have learned that the highest form of victory is peace. And because of that, this crown carries weight. It reminds you that true authority is service, and true leadership is love. You were not elevated to be admired. You were lifted to illuminate. The crown restored is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of your reign in purpose. This is the moment when pain becomes platform, when scars become scripture, when your story begins to lift others out of their darkness. Chosen one, walk with your head high, but your heart low. Let humility hold the crown steady. Remember, it's not your glory, it's His reflected through you. Every step you take from now on is a declaration that restoration is real and redemption is worth waiting for. So wear it well, speak softly, shine brightly, and move graciously. Let your restored crown remind you that you are both servant and sovereign, chosen to love, chosen to lead, chosen to light the way for others still finding theirs. Your crown is not decoration, it's declaration. It speaks of what you've overcome and who you've become. Every glimmer reflects faith's endurance. Every shine reminds darkness that you were never defeated, only refined. Walk gently, crowned one. You carry heaven's fingerprint on your life. The world will sense it before they see it. Let your grace speak louder than your glory, it will draw souls to light. And when you bow in prayer, remember the crown bows with you. Humility is its anchor, love its brilliance. You were crowned not to rule over others, but to reveal heaven within you. Vindication has a sound. Chosen one. It doesn't shout, it resounds softly through peace. It moves like wind through trees, subtle yet unmistakable. You can feel it brushing against your spirit even now, the gentle confirmation that heaven has declared your name cleared and your purpose confirmed. Every false word, every whisper, every rumor, they carried temporary weight, but not eternal truth. God let them speak so that when He acted, there would be no doubt who held the final word. Vindication doesn't require your defense. It carries its own voice. As the Apostle Paul wrote in the book of Romans, chapter 12 and verse 19, "Beloved, never avenge yourselves, but leave it to the wrath of God, for it is written, 'Vengeance is mine, I will repay,' says the Lord." You see, heaven's justice doesn't roar in anger, it restores in love. You are being vindicated not because your enemies deserve punishment, but because your story deserves peace. The lies they built are collapsing under their own weight, and truth is rising like dawn, slow but unstoppable. There will come a day, soon, when those who mocked your faith will whisper your name with awe. They will see what God has done and understand that what they meant for harm became your elevation. They won't know how you survived, but you'll know grace carried you. Vindication is heaven's applause whispered through answered prayers. It's the quiet shifting of favor toward you, the gentle reversal that humbles those who misunderstood your silence. You don't need to say a word. Your peace has already spoken. You are stepping into public redemption, the kind that doesn't demand attention but attracts it. The same eyes that watched your pain will now witness your promotion. The same voices that questioned your calling will now echo your testimony. Not because you proved them wrong, but because God proved Himself faithful. Chosen one, your vindication is your vindicator. It walks before you, arranging meetings, opening doors, and restoring reputations without argument. You no longer chase validation because you've realized the truth what God vindicates. No man can invalidate. When you were silent, they thought you were weak. When you forgave, they called you naive. But heaven saw strength disguised as surrender. God was never late. He was letting the story unfold until the evidence of His hand became undeniable. And now, vindication isn't coming, it's here. You can feel it in the small victories, the unexplainable peace, the sudden opportunities. Heaven is aligning what was scattered. The threads of injustice are being rewoven into a tapestry of testimony. This moment, this quiet triumph, is sacred. Don't rush it. Let it wash over you like light spilling through morning mist. Breathe it in, the relief, the wonder, the gratitude that you made it here not by fighting, but by trusting. And as you stand in this light, perhaps your spirit feels a familiar stirring, the call to keep this flame alive, not through argument or pride, but through love shared, stories told, and light passed forward. When you like these words, it's not applause, it's affirmation. When you share them, it's not promotion, it's prophecy being passed to someone still waiting for their vindication. And when you subscribe, it's not to a channel, it's to the current of hope that flows through this space. Each small gesture is a seed, and together they become a garden of grace. Somewhere, someone still kneeling in the silence needs your spark to remember that God still defends His chosen ones. Your simple act of connection might be the light that leads them home. And if this message resonated deeply within you, comment below, "Justice has spoken." Let that be your testimony in the open air of faith, a quiet proclamation that heaven's verdict has already cleared your name. When you type those words, you're not shouting, you're agreeing with the gentle voice of divine justice that has already set you free. Vindication isn't loud, but it echoes through love. You are part of that echo now, part of the chorus that reminds the weary that truth never stays buried forever. So let your heart decide, not duty. If you feel peace stirring, if your spirit nods in quiet agreement, follow that pull. Spread the light you've received. Let it travel through your touch, your kindness, your courage to keep believing. Because, chosen one, you are the proof that heaven always has the last word. The tables have turned, the page has turned, and now your name shines in chapters grace has written. You don't need to defend it. Just live it. Your story is no longer about what they said. It's about what God is saying through you. Vindication has come, not to exalt you, but to exalt the one who never left your side. The mantle is shifting, chosen one. You can feel it resting upon your shoulders, weighty yet light, firm yet gentle. It doesn't come with noise or ceremony, but with a holy stillness that whispers, "Now is the time." The new mantle of glory is not earned by striving, it is given through surrender. You have walked through the wilderness, survived the stripping, and endured the silence. Each of those seasons wasn't meant to punish you. It was meant to prepare you to carry this mantle without it crushing you. Glory is weight, and only those with strengthened hearts can hold it. That is why your process took so long. Heaven speaks clearly through the words in the book of Isaiah, chapter 60, verse 1, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you." That moment is now. The glory that once hovered around you is now resting within you. You are no longer waiting for an external sign. You have become the sign. The evidence of heaven's hand is visible in your peace, your patience, and your perspective. You are carrying light that no darkness can extinguish. The new mantle of glory changes how you see everything. What once frustrated you now fuels you. What once broke you now builds you. You no longer view opposition as an obstacle, but as confirmation that you're carrying something sacred. The warfare intensified because your anointing did. This mantle is not ornamental, it's functional. It's not for display, but for service. It carries the authority to heal, to speak life, to restore order in places of chaos. You are not just chosen to shine, you are chosen to ignite. Every environment you enter will now feel the shift. Peace will walk in with you. The glory doesn't shout, it settles. It doesn't need applause to prove itself, it manifests through transformation. You will notice that people around you will begin to feel lighter, more hopeful, more at peace without understanding why. That's the mantle doing its quiet work. You've become a living vessel of divine presence. But remember, glory and humility walk hand in hand. The higher the mantle, the lower the posture must be. The more heaven trusts you with power, the more it expects you to lead through compassion. The mantle does not make you superior, it makes you responsible. Chosen one, there is something unexplainable about divine authority. You don't command it, you embody it. You no longer need to chase platforms or prove your value. When you open your mouth, words will carry weight because heaven breathes through them. When you extend your hands, peace will flow because your touch now carries mercy. You may feel unqualified at times, but that's what makes you trustworthy. God only mantles those who know dependence. You are aware that without Him, the power means nothing and that humility is your shield. The mantle is safest on those who know the source of its strength. This new mantle will attract both favor and friction. Some will be drawn to your light, others will be repelled by it, but do not take either personally. The glory you carry exposes hearts. Some will see hope in you, others will see conviction. Both reactions confirm that heaven is near. You are entering a phase where heaven's instructions will become clearer. You'll begin to sense divine nudges: go here, wait there, speak now, stay silent, trust them. The same God who prepared you for this mantle will also guide how you carry it. And as you walk in this new authority, remember it's not about performance, it's about presence. You don't have to strive to be powerful, you already are, because He is within you. The mantle doesn't demand effort, it demands alignment. You've been called to represent heaven on earth not in perfection, but in authenticity. The world doesn't need flawless vessels, it needs willing ones. And you, chosen one, have said yes through every season of testing. That yes has become your mantle. Now, as the new glory settles, take a moment to breathe. Feel its peace, its fire, its weight. It doesn't replace who you are, it reveals who you've always been beneath the pain, beneath the waiting, beneath the warfare. This mantle is not temporary, it is generational. What begins with you will ripple through others. The glory you carry is contagious, it awakens sleeping callings and restores broken hope. You've become a living reminder that God still raises the humble, still anoints the willing, still chooses the quiet ones to shake nations. So walk in stillness, move in grace, speak with reverence. You are no longer striving for your place, you are walking in it. The mantle fits now, perfectly woven by the hands that shaped your journey. You are clothed in purpose, covered in peace, crowned in humility. This is what glory looks like. It looks like you. The table is turned forever, chosen one. You have walked through betrayal, silence, exposure, and refining fire, and now, heaven sets a feast before you. This isn't a scene of revenge, it's one of redemption. You are seated at the very table that once felt out of reach, and every scar you carry has become a testimony written in light. You are not sitting there by accident. The same hands that lifted you from the dust are now arranging the meal of restoration. The fragrance of victory fills the air not because you conquered others, but because you conquered yourself. You overcame despair with hope, darkness with prayer, and fear with faith. The ancient psalmist once wrote in the book of Psalms, chapter 23, verse 5, "Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over." That verse has come alive around you. The table is not simply a place, it's a revelation. It declares that God did not forget you in the valley. He didn't leave you in the wilderness. He preserved your seat while others doubted you. And now He invites you to sit not as the wounded, but as the restored. The presence of those who opposed you is not for humiliation, it's for confirmation. They need to witness what divine reversal truly looks like. Not so they will envy you, but so they will understand that mercy triumphs over judgment. What they meant to end you has instead announced you. Look around you in the spirit. The table glows with abundance, not merely material but eternal. Peace sits where pain once sat. Joy rests in the place of sorrow. The laughter returning to your soul is not shallow, it's the sound of completion. You are no longer waiting for closure, you are living in it. God didn't just return what was lost, He multiplied it. The lessons you learned through loss have become keys that unlock new doors. The compassion that grew from heartbreak now empowers you to heal others. Every tear, every ache, every unanswered question has found purpose in this moment of overflow. You may feel the presence of those who once betrayed you lingering at the edge of the room. Don't fear them. The feast is not for their punishment, but for your peace. You don't have to prove anything. The evidence sits in front of you. The oil on your head speaks louder than their memory. Chosen one. This is what divine vindication looks like. It's not noisy. It's nourishing. It doesn't humiliate your enemies, it humbles them. The very ones who called you forgotten will have to acknowledge that grace remembered you. And yet, even now, your heart remains soft. That's the final sign that transformation is complete. You no longer desire revenge. You desire restoration for everyone, even those who hurt you. You understand now that the table was never about winning. It was about witnessing what God can do with a surrendered life. The oil flows down your forehead, symbolic and sacred. It carries healing for every wound you hid, for every why that went unanswered. It marks the end of striving and the beginning of rest. You don't have to fight anymore. You only have to feast. As you sit at this divine table, the light around you changes, but it isn't bright and blinding, it's warm and alive. It feels like home, like heaven drawing near. And in that warmth, you finally understand all along. You were not being delayed, you were being delivered to this very moment. You realize now that your enemies never truly had power over you. They were only instruments shaping your endurance, chiseling your spirit to fit this destiny. You thank God not for the pain, but for the process. Because the process made the promise possible. This feast is eternal. It's not just for today, it represents every future victory. Wherever you go from here, the same grace that set this table will go with you. You will walk with the calm of someone who has dined with destiny. Someone who knows that nothing can shake what heaven has established. Your cup overflows not just with blessings, but with understanding. You finally see that every tear, every silence, every struggle was a part of God's choreography. The divine table is not only turned, it is now your foundation. So sit, chosen one. Rest in what has been restored. The table is yours, the oil is flowing, and your cup is endless. This is the fulfillment of every promise whispered in the dark. The light has come and it's been within you all along. And now, chosen one, take a breath. The journey has been long, layered, and sacred. You've walked through the valley, stood in the storm, sat at the table, and realized that the battle was never between you and them, it was between who you were and who you were becoming. You have emerged radiant, refined, and at peace. This isn't the end, it's a threshold. The same light that carried you through these words now waits to flow through you. Somewhere, someone is still in the middle of their own night, praying for a sign that dawn is real and you are that sign. So as this moment closes, let your heart choose what to do next. When you like this message, it's not a click, it's a heartbeat saying, I felt this too. When you share it, it's not routine, it's a quiet act of mercy, sending light into another's darkness. And when you subscribe, you're not joining a page, you're keeping your spirit tethered to the same current of truth that found you here. If this spoke to your soul, Comment below "I rise in light." Let that be your final seal, your agreement with heaven's rhythm that no matter what comes, you will not return to the shadows you were rescued from. Every act of connection, every echo of faith adds another flame to the altar of hope we build together. This isn't about numbers, it's about names, souls awakening, hearts remembering that they were chosen all along. Carry this peace with you. Let it move through your words, your kindness, your courage. Because this isn't just a message, it's a mantle. And now, it rests on you.